I once had a sub, or should I say, it once had me. Oh, that was horrible. Welcome aboard, everybody. We are on U-48, and we are on our 7th patrol here in Wilhelmshaven. Let's just start moving, and I will talk a little bit about what I've done while we were in port. And you're talking over me. Be quiet. Thank you. So, as I mentioned at the end of the last patrol, or towards the last patrol, end of the last patrol, what? Words! God, shut up for like a minute. You are horrible. I got a gunner. So this guy, Alfred, man, he's loud. Alfred Hurton has decided to be our gunner, so... God, it's just horrible. One other thing that I did, there are no map contact updates anymore. So none of the ships in harbor here are showing up on the map. That's as I wanted it to be for last patrol. So we are just going to have to track ships the old-fashioned way using the hydrophone and our senses. I don't know, our dead reckoning probably would be a better way to put it. Our mission... Good Lord, sir. It's really loud in my headphones. I don't know if it's loud for you guys, but we'll find out. We're going to go to grid AN36, which is interesting. It is March 14th. And the reason why that's interesting, AN36, really? Huh. Well, the reason that's interesting is that it's right here. Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, why would we have any interest in going into a grid that's right in the middle of the Skagerrak? It's the strait here between Denmark and Norway, and the reason is that we are coming up on the start of Operation Weserübung, which was the German invasion of Norway, and to Denmark too, but I think Denmark was taken over within like a couple days or something like that. But so all of the U-boats in the Atlantic were basically ordered to the Norwegian coast throughout the entire area, not really necessarily to fight against the Norwegians, but to keep the British from intervening. And the reason why the Germans even have an interest in Norway is because of Sweden, actually. Sweden was providing Germany, as well as the Allies too, with a lot of iron ore. And that iron ore would have to be shipped out of Narvik here in order to be distributed, I guess. And that was especially true during the winter, because I think the Baltic tends to freeze up quite a bit. So, that is what's going on. We're basically preparing for war with I was going to say Normandy. Been watching too much Saving Private Ryan, I guess. With Norway. So we're going to start here, and I think we're probably going to end up... I would like to take us quite a ways north, if possible. Maybe we'll make a Norwegian cruise. Oh, man. U-48, the flagship of the Norwegian cruise line. But for the time being, I'm going to focus on getting us out of the harbor. And also... Actually, I'll go ahead and see what kind of course we should take. It's probably going to be pretty much a straight route. Yeah. Like I say, we're not really worried too much about the Norwegians or the Danish. We're really worried about the British. They're going to have an interest in keeping Norway independent and keeping it out of German hands so that the Germans can't have access to all that delicious iron ore. So, we're probably going to run into quite a few British ships, so hopefully we don't get horribly murdered at the outset. Oh, and the other thing I was going to do, I mentioned before that somebody wanted me to try and take on a convoy without, with using torpedoes on the escorts and then taking the rest of the ships out with the deck gun. I think I'm going to give that a try if the opportunity presents itself. So, that is what's going to happen. For now, I'm going to get us out of Wilhelmshaven and sail on up to AN36 here. And while we're on our way up there still, we're cruising pretty quickly now. I just wanted to show off the torpedo loadout that I have, and I have gone back to a mix with predominantly Type 1s, although, just barely. We have a total of 5 Type 2s. So the mission to shoot the convoy What the hell am I talking about? Oh yeah, the mission. To destroy the escorts and the convoy with torpedoes. That might be kind of tricky because these Type 2s are really well suited for shooting at destroyers with. You can hit destroyers with Type 1s, but, of course, but it's possible that they will see them. So that makes it a little bit trickier, but we can still do it. And especially with this many torpedoes, I think that so long as we run into the convoy fairly early in the patrol, I'll do it. If it's later on, I probably won't, just because it's not going to be practical. It wouldn't be worth it to take a bunch of shots that are going to miss. So, that's the plan. Is there anything else that I need to show off? Nothing so far. I mean, I already showed you guys the crew. So, we're just going to keep going on our merry way. So we're now in AN36, and I'm now going to plot a little bit of a search pattern through here. I'm not really expecting to run into too much, though, because, like I say, the Norwegians and the Danish aren't actually at war with us currently. So even if we do run into them, all we can do is just say hi, basically. And we actually, in fact, from a historical standpoint, wouldn't want to run into them because, like I say, we can't do anything. We can't sink any of them. So I'm kind of just farting around in here, and what I'm thinking I might do is I'm going to go take a peek up here at Christiansten. Probably not pronouncing that right. It's a strange port. As you can see here, it's got these barriers here that only allow a small amount of clearance. So that might be kind of tricky to maneuver in, but we'll do our best. And if I really doubt that there's going to be anything that we can even shoot at there, but I figured I'll just take a peek. Once we're done there, though, we're actually kind of early for Operation Weserboom, or whatever it is. Oh. Rudely interrupted there. 50 degrees. Oh, wow, hi. Yeah, let's dive. That's a really big ship, but it's probably neutral, so let's get under real quick. Anyways, like I was saying, I'm thinking that we're going to go... we're pretty early for the start of the operation, which is actually, I think, like the 9th of April. So it's like a month ahead almost. It's like a month less a week away. So we're gonna probably go bug the British a little bit. I might go... I'm kind of having my eyes keep landing on the Firth of Forth here, which is one of the... As far as I remember, it's one of the main British shipbuilding areas. So I might go look at it and see if it's worth... see if it's possible to even penetrate it, but probably isn't. So if not, we'll just try to live, I guess. And then once we're done there, I'm going to probably take us up the Norwegian coast a bit. Probably up to even Narvik, possibly. So, see what we run into there. And hopefully by then it'll be time for the actual operation to kick off. So, in the meantime, we're going to just putter around here, take a peek here, and then go over here. Sound good? Good. And just so you guys can see that I'm not completely full of shit, this is a Norwegian boat, you can see. And it is illuminated, so they are still neutral. So no shooty Norwegian, but we will eventually. We will shooty Norwegian. So we're in the Skagerrak, I guess. I think this is... Well, no, I was going to say this is the Denmark Strait. I think that's actually over here. Yeah, whatever. We're here, and we keep getting warship contacts, and I haven't actually seen what they are, mostly because they're not going our way, but I don't think that they're going to be Norwegian or Danish. Specifically, it's not going to be Danish because the Danish actually don't have any warships, according to the contact sheet, so that's good, but the Norwegians do. And I have a hard time thinking that they're fielding as many as I've been running into. There's been quite a few ever since we got in here. So I'm guessing that these are German ships that are kind of screening the area in preparation of the invasion. But like I say, it's weeks away. So I don't know what they're doing here, but they're kind of cramping my style because I don't like getting any notifications of any warships in the area. And since we are without the contact update feature, I don't have any way of really quickly determining whether or not there's a ship within visual range. I could previously just look at the lines and say, oh, well, there's a ship right by us, so I better not surface. That's not true anymore. I have to actually do a sweep before surfacing. I absolutely have to. Otherwise, there is a possibility that I will surface right smack in front of a warship, and that wouldn't be pretty. Seas are clear right now, so I'm going to surface. But this is going to be a little bit more dangerous without that feature. And it also is going to be a little bit trickier to track ships. I know that at the beginning I said it doesn't really make that big of a difference. Well, I think it probably does, and it probably should decrease the difficulty of the game. But, like I say, it's too late for that now. We've got to go ahead and just go without it. So, we're continuing on, and things are going pretty well other than those weird warship contacts. Alright, so we are now negotiating the entrance to the port of Christiansten. And we have a warship in the harbor, but I don't know what kind it is. It could be British, actually, technically, but sounds like it's probably just some kind of patrol boat. Let's see if we can see it. Right off on 310. I can't even see it, so it's probably not... Oh, wait, I can see its smoke. I can just barely see its smoke. You guys probably can't have... You have no idea what I'm looking at here. But right... I'm kind of circling it here with my reticle. There's a little tiny wisp of smoke, and that's him. That little... Whoa. And there's the... I ran into a neutral ship earlier as we were starting to make our entrance, so... Whoa. And there's the coast. Okay, well, it's good to know. It's good to know that I'm a little bit closer to the coast than I thought. Zowie. This could be a little bit interesting. This might not be a good idea, but I'm not really in the good ideas business. So we're going to just press on. Alright, well, here's the harbor, and it sucks. There's nothing worthwhile here. You can see those cranes. There could be something on the other side of these warehouses, but I think my theory about there possibly being British ships here was, shall we say, wrong. It looks like these are just small Norwegian tramp steamers and coastal freighters and shit like that that I just don't care about. So I can't really do anything about these, and there's some fishing boats over here. So I'm not even really going to bother getting a little bit deeper into the harbor, I don't think. I think this is just another lame-ass harbor. So I do know that there's a warship in the general vicinity, but I don't see him. So whoop-de-freaking-do. Let's get the hell out of here and put our periscope down. It's a lot of unfinished business that I have to take care of before I continue on with my narrative. Alright. This way, this way, this way. By the time we navigate out of here, we'll have fulfilled our 24-hour obligation. So, like I said, I think I'm going to the Firth of Forth. The Firth of Forth. Right that way. Alright. Let's get rid of this waypoint and do a U-turn and get going. So I actually just barely caught us in time before we ran into this here. Or almost we ran aground, almost. Don't think we hit anything. I didn't hear anything get hit, but I caught it just barely in time. So we're backing up, so rather than doing a U-turn, we're doing a K-turn, I guess. So once I even this out a little bit, starting now, straighten us out, move us forward, and there we are. Tell the nav officer to return to course. And we're right as rain. Alright. So, moving on. So we've made our way away from the stupid port here, and we're approaching Britain, and we had a report of a task force a couple hours ago heading this way, which we probably won't run into. Almost definitely won't run into, in fact. But it's good to know that it's around. We're also getting close to British air cover. And as a result, you can see off to the right here, I can increase time compression up to 1024, and while that's all well and good when I'm sailing around neutral seas... Oh. I'll explain this point and then we'll turn to that ship, I guess. While that's all well and good when I'm like in an area like this, it is a better idea, in my opinion, to be at 256 in this area around Britain. The reason is that the British ships in the area... Or not the British ships. The British actually have... why am I talking about this right now? I've got a ship in front of me. I need to focus on that. The fact that it gave me the pop-up indicates that it's probably neutral. The other issue is that the seas are pretty much glass smooth right now. The deck gun is probably not a good idea, and the reason for that is, as I was mentioning, we're within British air cover here. And that's why I'm not a fan of going to 1024. The reason I'm not is that it can work both to your advantage and to your disadvantage. If you're at 1024, the way that the game simulates the appearance of airplanes gets really unrealistic. They'll either pop up or you'll miss them entirely. Whereas if you're on 256, you'll catch them as you're supposed to catch them, out on the edge of your field of vision, and they won't just disappear or they won't pop up on top of you. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's just the way that the game does the simulation of planes appearing. So I'm going to try and keep it at or below 256, but this ship here, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to take a shot at it, because I'm going to have to use, probably going to have to use a Type 1, and a Type 1 is really unlikely to hit. So, and I could use the deck gun too, but again, it's not a good idea with the airplanes in the area. So, I think I'm going to let it go. I will send a contact report, which I haven't been doing very often. I don't know why. I've just haven't been doing it. So we'll do that, and we'll see if the Kriegsmarine says anything. I doubt that they will. Why are we turning so much? Did we just hit our... That's weird. It says 40 degrees port. Wonder if the currents are just ferocious here. Okay, well, I'm going to tell my guy to return us to course. And I think that we'll go under, just to avoid this guy. But we are going to avoid him. We've gotten updated report on the task force, and it's here now. That's a little bit slower than I thought it was going to be going, and it actually leaves sort of a possibility that we could catch up to it. So I think this is a tricky decision, but I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to jog our course a little bit more southerly and see if we can catch them that way. I might even increase speed. That's a silly thing to do in these waters with possible British destroyers running around. There they are again. They're being stalked by a U-boat, probably. Oops, I'm breaking my rule about the 1024 thing. I really don't know if we're going to catch them, and there's a good chance that they're just going to head right into the Firth of Forth, which would actually be a really interesting little scenario there, but I don't think that that's probably going to happen. But we will try to catch up with them. If not, we'll still head into the Firth, but just wanted to keep you guys apprised. Shit! Actually, no, we need to crash dive. 66, that's pretty shallow. Told you guys we were probably going to run into some British air cover, and we just have. So we're just going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that they did not see us. Once we get to about 20 meters, I'm going to tell us to level off and go to about 50, because we said 66. 50 should be sufficient and will keep us away from any bombs. Planes are the deadliest thing that a U-boat can face. Far deadlier than any trawlers, any destroyers, anything like that. So I tend not to mess around too much when it comes to these things. Slow us down too. Because we're really hurtling down here. I think we're okay. No sound contacts, that's okay. And we've just leveled off perfectly at 50. That was really beautifully done, if I do say so myself. Wonder if we can see the plane. We cannot. Let's go on the surface and see if we can see him, just by peeking around. I don't see him. I tend not to look for the plane myself. I just, when my crew reports it, I just immediately crash dive, because there's no sense in trying to spot it and see what its intentions are, because its intentions are probably going to be to kill us if it sees us. So I just leave them alone, and I just stay under for a while. Meanwhile, not far away, we have a ship here that's heading southeast. It was about 15 minutes ago. We're going to let it pass, because I do really want to get to this task force here, if at all possible. So, for now, though, I'm going to stay under for a good... That's sound contact is that ship. We're going to stay under for a good long while. Why are we still going down? I wonder if I can reverse this, please. We've just bottomed out. What the hell? Criminy. Yeah, I know. Shut up. Alright, I'll get this fixed. Okay, that was embarrassing, but yeah, we're okay. I had to blow the ballast. The thing with doing a crash dive like that is sometimes the game just says, oh, well, I think I'll just carry you straight to the ground. How about that? Does that sound good? Sure. So that's what happened there. We basically just ran aground. Fortunately, it doesn't do too much damage, and also, fortunately, we were able to get out of it just fine, but it's really obnoxious when it does that. I thought that they had patched it with the Grey Wolves mod to keep it from doing that, but apparently not, so I don't know, either that or I told it to dive again. I don't know what happened, but at any rate, we're underway again, and I'm going to try to catch up with them, although at this point it's looking kind of dismal, especially with a plane in the area. So, let's see, when did we do our initial dive? All that damage notification. It's superficial damage. It's like 0.1% of hull damage every time it does that. It's stupid. We got down at about 12:22. We got down! Get down! So, I'm going to stay under for a little while. That's that stupid-ass merchant again. I keep zooming in to see if I can see the contact line, but I'm not going to be able to. So, let's just wait a little while, and we'll see if we can surface safely. And actually, let's check right now. Nearest merchant is at long range. Long range is typically out of visual range, but it's not always. So we're going to see if we can see anything. Especially in the daylight like this. It is possible that we can be seen. The waves are a little bit high, but they're not bad. So all in all, this is pretty good. So we're going to surface and hope that we don't get seen by an airplane and continue on.